attest to you, a lot of Zimbabweans are actually feeling the pain. I felt it also as well, but that is part and the nature of the struggle. It's not a process that is well defined, it is a process that is not defined. And even those who are engaged into the struggle, they know the risk associated with the struggle. So what has come out at the moment is that Constitutional Amendment Bill number of 2026, as improperly as it has been done, as unconstitutionally as it has been done. And remember, I quote the words of the current minister under Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa of local government, that is Daniel Gawe. He at one point said, Mnangagwa will achieve 2030, whether by hook or crook. We know the process has been crooked. We know the process has been unfair. It did not follow due process. It was associated with a lot of controversies, human rights violations, a lot of disturbances happened surrounding the achievement of Mnangagwa. But does Mnangagwa cares how he achieved this? Definitely he doesn't. On this live broadcast, we will be looking at what next now, now that this bill has sailed through the parliament. Does Chiwenga's faction stands a chance now in terms of tackling that bill? I must say that a lot of people have actually pinned their hope the Chiwenga faction in Zimbabwe, and I'll be taking you through that. Don't worry. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Tonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So regarding Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3, of course, Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa's faction scored big at Parliament by passing through that bill, and it was not just if it was ZANU-PF alone voting for that bill, the numbers could not have balanced. That's why Mnangagwa planned the Sengezo Chabangu factor, which brought him quite a staggering number of members of parliament who voted for this particular bill. Money was at play. We know the MPs have been paid to do this, and more monies are going to be pumped again in order to make this to sail through. So now we understand that days leading to the parliament actually voting for this bill, the Chiwenga faction through Nox Chivero had informed the people of Zimbabwe, warning, in fact, they've warned the members of parliament publicly, and went to an extent that those who will willfully aid the government of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to pass the illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026, there would be consequences. And they even warned them of going to parliament, saying they may be part of the casualties by participating in the process. Well, we saw the process unfolding, and the history has actually happened in a manner it happened for the people of Zimbabwe. But is there hope? There is still hope, because CAB3 still remains a bill, and the bill is still being processed. It will be back next month on the 7th of July, that is 2026. A lot can happen in between from now up to the 7th of July. I've seen most of the people who support the faction of retired General Chiwenga after the incident, parliamentarians voting for that bill, 80%, more than 80% of them, there has been silence, but silence, by the way, may be a communication. In some way, it may be a two-way communication. What do I think? Does it mean signals a defeat? I don't think so. This battle is far from over. Even if Chiwenga loses it, I think the people of Zimbabwe again, because it is unbearable having Mnangagwa at the helm of politics in Zimbabwe up to 2028. It will be worse, especially up to 2030, as it is actually envisaged by ZANU-PF, I mean a minority of ZANU-PF supporters, specifically those supporting Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. In my view, it's game on, and now the situation is worse. Remember what Mchena said when he came through, when the process started. He declared that we have noted that Mnangagwa is the brains behind this illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026, and he declared that let the winner win. So to them, they are aware of that, and he also underscored that there will be definitely consequences to those who will aid this process of giving Mnangagwa 2 additional years through this CAB3. He noted that there will be serious consequences, and I mean, when it comes to consequences, it has been said over and over by almost all officials associated with the retired General Chiwenga faction. And also a lot has happened. Now what I can say, Mnangagwa has demonstrated beyond any reasonable doubt to Chiwenga that he is even ready for a war. That is what I can say, because what Chiwenga has been saying it cannot be done, or the faction of Chiwenga has been saying it cannot be done. Now Mnangagwa went ahead and did that. So now the time for threats would not work anymore, because Mnangagwa has actually, the bill has sailed through to Parliament. He is waiting for the process to sail through also to the Senate. They have given themselves a break of some weeks. Definitely they want to make sure that they have got numbers in senators. Monies, just like to the Parliament of Zimbabwe, monies will play a factor in determining, in being determined to this. So in this situation, definitely what will happen is that within this break, there is a lot that Mnangagwa would be doing. And also, I think for the faction of retired General Chiwenga, it's a setback to some. I think we should be factual, especially what transpired yesterday. So it's going to the drawing board. Most probably they anticipated this. And if you look at the last communication they had, Knox Chivero, through that written statement, he gave an impression that through the judgments that were going to be handed down by the Constitutional Court. Remember, we did not hear those news from normal media outlets in Zimbabwe. The first person to break the news, it was Knox Chivero, and he already showed Zimbabweans the nature of the judgment that was expected. He said the judgment that is expected is for Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026 to be halted, is for Prince Dubego Sibanda to win that particular case. Well, that did not happen. He even went a step further and said, members of parliament, don't go and vote for that particular bill. All that was not listened to, and definitely we expect the period now, from now onwards, to demonstrate the consequences that comes as a result of what transpired yesterday. I didn't see much of the celebration from ZANU-PF people. No one is celebrating after what transpired yesterday. It's actually a bitter, sweet victory, just like winning the elections through rigging them in 2018 as well as also in 2023 respectively. There were no celebrations. Mnangagwa went ahead. He was actually there was even swearing in ceremony. It wasn't much of a celebration. I remember there was only an old man who stood up and danced for the song. He was rewarded as a way of encouraging people to dance and twerk for the rigging that had been done by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. But the mood in Zimbabwe was a somber mood. It's a somber mood, and I have not seen Chiwenga post this disaster that transpired in Parliament. Definitely, we may not be aware at the moment of what is happening, but I must attest to you that all factions are working hard behind the scenes to make sure, because the first round has been won, but there are still many rounds to be fought. It still has to go to Senate. It still has to go to back to Parliament, and it still has to be assented by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. All those processes. So far, Mnangagwa has been scoring because he controls the state institutions. So far, he is leading, but it's too early still to determine. And for the very first time, if Mnangagwa wins and get away with this, then this would be the first time a ZANU-PF conference can actually determine the matters of succession if Mnangagwa. So it's a win-win situation. A 12-kilometer race has started halfway. Mnangagwa is leading, but the race is still on, in my view. So it's quite. I know a lot of people have been disappointed a lot, but it's too early to make a call on who has actually dominated this succession fight in ZANU-PF and this constitutional crisis fight. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side.